Hey everyone, and welcome to the next Rumble Anthology review. We're going to do 2002. This is one of the funnest events of all the Royal Rumbles, and let's get to why. It took place in the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia on January the 20th, 2002, in front of 12,915 fans. This was the 14th Royal Rumble event. Steve Austin's last Royal Rumble match, and by the time that Austin was out, he had eliminated 36 men, which is a record in totality at the time of Austin's elimination in this match. This was the first time many former WCW and ECW stars were ever in a Rumble, and it took place in Atlanta, as I said, so that's the breeding ground for WCW, which made a lot of things more interesting in this event. All right, let's get to the show, though. This Rumble, well, one more thing. This Rumble marked the return of four superstars: Val Venus, The Godfather, Mr. Perfect, and Goldust. Shawn Michaels also said from WWF New York his prediction was Austin or The Undertaker because they were both from his state of Texas. This Rumble match is nearly 70 minutes, and it's the longest in history up to this point. It might still stand. Maybe the 40-man Rumble might be longer in 2011. I'd have to check. But as of this point in 2002, that was the longest of the 14 Rumbles. Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler do commentary for this event, and here we go. The Dudley Boys with Stacy took on Spike Dudley and Taz, who had the titles in a tag team title match to open this show up. Pretty good tag team match. Stacy got her usual pop when she went through the middle rope. She was looking pretty good on this night, as she always does. The Dudley Boys opened the pay-per-view for the second straight year. They were in a tag title match with Edge and Christian the year before. This year they're with Spike Dudley and Taz. And I give this match a star and 3/4. In the end, Spike Dudley and Taz retained the titles at 5:06 when Taz forced Steve on to quit in the Taz mission. Stacy went on the apron and tried to slap Taz before this, but he locked in the Taz mission on the apron and she got knocked off. Spike yet went for the Dudley Dog on Devon and then pushed him towards Taz so Taz could get that Taz mission. And like I said, a star and 3/4 is what I'm giving that match. I think that's a fair rating. So let's move on to the second match. This is a really good one. This is a scientific match, and these guys have had a trilogy. Vengeance 01 in December of 01, the month before this. January 2002 is the current one, and then the next month at No Way Out 2002 in February, these guys had 3 straight Intercontinental title matches, singles matches on pay-per-view, and it's a great trilogy. Great selling by Edge, great selling by Regal, great scientific wrestling. The crowd was dead, unfortunately, for this trilogy, but they wrestled a scientific style that doesn't go well with casual fans, but the hardcore fans love it. At the time, Regal had been cheating all the time with his power of the punch. He used the brass knuckles, and after this match, he talked about how he won with the power of the punch, and JR couldn't stand it. I gave it 3 stars, and as I said, Regal became champion at 9:45 with the power of the punch. Fans booed as Regal brilliantly used his knucks, just like The Rock did at this very event in 1998 when he beat Shamrock. So that's just a little bit of trivia there. The same ending in an Intercontinental title match 4 years after they already did that ending, but nonetheless, it still works. You can't beat something that's still good. Great stuff. Trish Stratus defended her title against Jazz. I don't remember much from this one. I didn't rewatch this match when I did this review. I always read my old review, and then I rewatch some of the event, and then I meet somewhere in the middle with my rating. I didn't rewatch this match, but I remember it not being that great, and as I look to my old review, it does not look like it held up. Yeah, I gave it a star and a quarter, and Trish won at 3:43 as she caught Jazz with a big boot. And then the Stratisfaction. Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Vince McMahon. Both these guys were in their 50s and weren't wrestlers at the time, but they both had won Royal Rumbles before. Flair in 92, McMahon in 99. They both went at it in a street fight, and I think they added the street fight gimmick just so this match had something going for it. You're not going to get a catch-as-catch-can 1989 NWA Classic out of Flair here. But 2 stars and a quarter I gave it because The effort was there. Flair beat Vince with the figure four leg lock at 14:55. For who's in the match, they did okay. That's why I gave it a fair rating. The next match is just an all-time classic. Jericho and The Rock had a classic at No Mercy 2001. I gave that 4.5 stars. This one I also give 4.5 stars, but it's because it had everything. These two just had false finish after false finish. The intensity, the crowd drama, the table spots, Christian and Lance Storm coming in to try and interfere. This one had a lot, and it's not quite on par with the one at No Mercy, but I gave it the same rating. And definitely rewatch this match. It's a lot of fun. I rewatched it, and I'm glad I did. All right, now the main event, the 2002 Royal Rumble match. This is one of the most star-studded Rumbles in history. We had the likes of Rikishi, Goldust, Bradshaw, The Undertaker, Christian, Diamond Dallas Page, Steve Austin, Triple H, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Angle, The Big Show, Kane, RVD, Booker T. That's just the big names. There's other names in here, but that's a ton of guys they could have potentially won. I remember going into this Rumble thinking The Undertaker was a lock to win because The Undertaker at the time was getting a push. He cut his hair. He was a heel. I thought, and he had never won one. So I remember thinking either RVD or The Undertaker were going to win him. I was 16 years old, so I thought that RVD had a chance. But, I mean, he was red hot in late 2001. Like, the shows were really about him back then. He got Pops of the Night some of their shows back in Raw late in 2001. He was the one member of the Alliance, other than Austin at times, that got cheers, even though he was a part of the Alliance. So, the same fan that loves the AJ Styles or CM Punks, those were the fans, not today's CM Punks or AJ Styles, but when they were hot. The indie fans, the same ones that liked RVD. And nothing wrong with that. All of those guys have immense talent. So many hilarious moments in this Rumble. You got the Hardy Boys reuniting, the stink face thing with the Boss Man. You got Maven eliminating The Undertaker beating the hell out of Maven, Austin checking his watch, eliminating Christian and Chuck Palumbo over and over. The return spots, Mr. Perfect putting on a good show, Austin Triple H's one-on-one confrontation. You had the Hurricane when he tried to choke slam both Austin and Triple H. And then you had the last 10 entrants with all those huge names like Mr. Perfect, The Big Show, Kane, Booker T. You had all those guys in the end. Booker T getting stunned out of the ring, Austin getting eliminated, Austin causing hell before going to the back. Kurt Angle and Triple H with the last two men, and the returning Triple H clothesline Angle over the ropes. At 107 and change, Triple H wins the Royal Rumble, and I give this match 4.5 stars. In totality, I rate this match an 8, or this pay-per-view at 8 out of 10. The show is definitely a great one. The undercard wasn't perfect, but we had a great IC title match, a wonderful WWF title match, and this is the last Rumble with the WWF name. And of course, Triple H winning the Rumble. One of the best Rumbles ever. This was one of the funnest ones to go back and watch. So check it out again. If you've already seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm Brett Mix. Hit like and subscribe if you like these. And I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.